drinks in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll do like flavored water because it always just stays the same price. But
Energy drinks.
those are not cheap, and they are gone right away.
Just get one of those little Mio squirters that have the caffeine.
Yeah, those are
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Because
Then
you
you
can just in your
Put
water.
it in your water,
That's
and
what
then you
do.
got an energy drink. I think that's something to do.
Is that caffeinated?
They have the ones
yeah.
with energy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be careful though because people that are heavy-handed
Yeah.
and
I know.
then they're like
Yeah.
tweaking out. Like
So the thing, so I do these. It drives Theo nuts, but I follow like Division I football guys on Instagram to like, all right, Theo, this is what you gotta do, you know. And this one guy, his whole shtick is he wants to be a nutritionist, but he's a Division I football player.
Yeah.
So he shows like what he eats in a day and all this stuff. It's so fascinating. But his thing is creatine and caffeine pills before he plays. So it's a little like 8 milligram.
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
I thought that's illegal to do
So-
that kind of stuff.
let me tell you what my
No,
grandpa
those are
used
just
to
supplements.
Oh, okay.
My grandpa, he would eat 2 pats of butter, like just straight up eat them, and then just like dump a bunch of honey in his mouth, and he would be good. He's like, you get all that
just to eat?
fat, you get all that fat, and you get all that sugar, straight carbohydrate. And he's like, then I switched to a Snickers bar with some honey. And I was like, are you good?
This is your guy. Pete.
Yeah, this is somebody you need to know.
Wait,
So-
I like food too much though.
No, let me show you what my grandpa looked like when he was doing this. His neck
a bugger.
goes from
So-
the outside of his ears straight down. He's all neck.
Wow.
So I ran into a guy on the golf course the other day, 2 huge men, a
Yeah.
father son. They were playing from the back tips. They're barely swinging.
Really?
The ball's just
Crushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy plays left tackle for IU.
Sweet.
His name is Carter Smith, number
Yeah.
65.
Okay. Sweet.
And I invited him to church.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, you guys ready?
He's huge.
Yeah.
There we go.
6'5", 308.
To keep that like be muscle too is not easy.
All right, I'm pushing.
Hold on.
All right, we're ready.
Rebecca, your hair looks nice. Okay, let's go.
See, now that was nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to punk you later. You wait.
Alex said she looked tired.
First he said he looked
Yeah.
tired, and then he said that Parker went on a date and like tried to abandon a lady because she had a chin hair, and that's totally
no, not
normal.
not a chin hair. A
Chin-
few chin
chin
hairs.
patch?
Listen,
Chin hairs,
until
yeah.
okay, at 18, I had
Yeah.
to get
tell you something.
purse tweezers.
Okay,
because
I'll tell you something. That is something you do not joke with.
no,
No.
Women that you care to be
Yes,
around, you
right.
do not joke with.
Let me just tell you though.
It's gonna happen.
we don't want it there.
Just
My-
lovingly say, hey.
My wife, I'm
don't even
glad
know
I
how you do
married
that.
my wife because she refused to have any of that stuff happen.
Right.
And I'm glad that I married the woman I did because she is like, if that ever shows up on me, I am taking a mower to it or something. That's-
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's gonna happen. How do you
You have found us. More podcast, where we want you to know God more deeply, find lasting freedom, discover your destiny and make an eternal difference. Now,
So, Rebecca,
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
just when you
Pre-show
have,
problems already.
have your crunchy Christian moments, I'm ready for you. I have it recorded in here.
I'm aware.
So whenever you're ready to go, you just give me the look, and you're like, this is gonna be a crunchy
I don't
Christian
even
moment.
have to give you a look. You have like spider senses at this point.
It's ready to go. I just want to make sure that you knew that I was thinking about you this week. And I put
Guys,
it on
Alex
there.
has been bullying me.
Never.
I
Never.
walk in and Alex is like, "Are you tired? Are you awake?"
It's because I have care and concern.
He's on that level of friendship with you.
Yeah, I
And
have
Gary's
care and
like,
concern.
"Oh, Rebecca, I like your hair." That's a nice comment.
Well, yeah, he just walked in. He didn't get a chance to really take a look.
Oh, jeez.
He didn't see when you. This is when
All
she
right,
came
let's
in.
keep moving.
When she came in, she was like,
let's keep
You
moving.
need to fight this guy here.
like that. Her eyes were partly closed. Yeah. So I guess summer's almost over now. We're starting to
No,
get into 65-degree weather.
we just
and,
got.
yeah.
We're crawling with fudgies, y'all. I can't stand it. This week is the week that Holy Spirit is on my tail. He's like, "Hey, I know, but
Yeah.
In
You're all
case
right.
you're not from northern Michigan,
Yeah.
you need
Yeah.
to know that Emmett County goes from 34,000 year-round residents to 134,000.
Yeah.
So it's 3 times more than what we normally have.
It's
So
crazy.
everything is packed.
It's crazy.
And my wife was in the traffic back up from Alanson past Bayview.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah,
Bumper to
that one's
bumper.
rough.
Oh my
That one's
gosh.
rough.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
we went to Gaylord
You just gotta
over
get
the
to
weekend.
Powers Road and you're all set though.
Yeah.
Right.
We went to Gaylord over the weekend, and I'm sitting at the stoplight. Like, I can't go. It's a stoplight. And this guy is honking his horn at me, like, nonstop. And Amy finally turns around. And she's like, "What is your problem?" And he just keeps honking his horn, flipping us off, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I can't go anywhere yet. It's a red light. It's not one of those where you
Yeah.
can turn right on red
Yeah.
or move into traffic. You have to wait. It says it right there on the sign. And I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
just keep honking your horn.
That's the downstate kind of thing. I was in Charlevoix. There's Dixon Avenue, which is a one-way street, and it is full of $1 million homes. And I'm driving down, and there's a truck. It's one way. The truck is going the other way, and I simply just said, "Hey, one way," and kind of like motioned to the one-way
Yeah.
sign. Immediately got the bird, and I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. Like,
Right, yeah.
It's a one-way street. I'm just simply pointing out you're going the wrong direction
Right,
on
yeah.
a one-way street.
I know.
But because I pointed it out and that made you mad, the
Yeah.
middle finger. Okay.
Yeah.
It's always terrifying when you
Yeah.
find out you're going the wrong way on a one-way. I was in
Always like this has happened more than once.
This-
So, but it has happened twice to me in a new.
That's
so
not a positive comment.
Small towns in Texas, they always have one ways in downtown.
Yeah.
But the signage is not always great. Like it's not the most prominent.
You gotta
in
know
these
that,
little
though.
podunk towns, right? But that's the catch. So I'm in Abilene, Texas. I'm like freshly 19, and I've got my 2 cousins in the back of my car, and I turn left. The wrong way down a one-way now,
yet, not
and
yet.
I just pterodactyl screech and pull an illegal U-turn and go start going the right direction.
right direction.
Well,
I look in the
you
back
gotta
and I'm
do
like,
that.
do as I say, not as I do. That was very illegal, and
Right, yeah. and don't do this again.
do it.
Yeah.
don't do it again.
My daughter got her driver's license. She
I
passed,
know.
passed her
Let's
test.
high five to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eloise
Super.
passed. First
Yeah.
time she was very concerned about parallel parking. And
It is a big problem.
She did it though.
Yeah.
She barely made it. I mean, and to be fair, like you don't really learn how to parallel park. You
No,
got to
no.
do it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like years of doing it, and then you
Yeah.
kind of figure it out, right?
I remember, I guess it was my daughter. We had practiced a whole bunch, and
Yeah.
so she was ready to go. And then I thought, I know, I'll cheat the system. And we borrowed somebody's really small car.
Yeah.
And I thought, parallel parking, no problem,
Right.
right? They just moved this codes in.
Did they really? Oh man, that's
Yeah.
a bummer.
My brother took his driving test in my mom's minivan because that's what he had practiced in so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
I think that's what you should do though.
Yeah.
What car you drive?
Learn
yeah,
in
sorry,
the
go ahead.
biggest car possible,
Right.
so that when you're in the real world. But he now
Yeah.
drives a truck, so yeah.
Just pass that test. Mine was that. I'm like, you don't have to parallel park.
Oh, I was-
You can find other spots.
I got
Yeah,
a
right.
91.
That's what I do.
But she did
was
it.
so mad.
The lady was like, you barely passed parallel parking. She's like, perfect. I
Yeah.
passed.
That's
All
all
I
you
heard
need.
was
Yeah.
I passed.
That's what I do. I don't, if my wife will go downtown somewhere and she's like, there's a parking spot. I'm like, it's too tight for me. And I'll just keep driving around until I find a perfect spot where I can just pull right in. And
I'm
then
all right
good.
to parallel
I don't
park.
like parallel
So you
parking.
guys can remember taking
Yeah.
driver's
Oh,
training?
yeah.
So we didn't have anything super traumatic, but I did have, we were in groups of 3, right? So there's a driver, 2 kids in the back seat, and then the instructor's in the front seat next. And the guy in the front seat driving wanted to be a part of the back seat conversation so bad, he just kept looking back there.
Oh, no, that's not good.
And and he,
The driver?
the driver.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah, and he nearly took somebody, when you open the door,
Yeah.
you're on the side of the road, he nearly took the door off.
Are you kidding me? Yeah.
I'm not joking. I mean, our teacher was
boy.
a female teacher, and she was just like, okay, let's get somebody else on
Yeah,
there.
right,
She was
right.
a wreck.
Oh,
My
gosh.
driving instructor was in East Jordan, and he would take us out, and we'd go to Gaylord on the highway, 75, and he would get in there, and he's like, all right, he goes, I'm going to take a nap, so don't do anything stupid.
No
Wake
way,
me up.
really?
Yeah, every time. And we're like, okay,
I'm gonna
it's-
take a nap.
Yeah, he would fall
Oh,
asleep
my
while we're
gosh.
driving, and I'm like, dude,
So
yeah.
How
so
does
the year before I got to
gosh.
take driver's training in Harbor Springs, they had a Trans Am.
no way.
Oh,
Yes,
that'd be fun.
Trans Am with the eagle on the
Yeah.
front and
Yep,
everything.
yep.
But it was the year before I got to take driver's
That's
training.
crazy.
Yeah. So then we talked to I had this female instructor. She was a super sweet lady, good
Yeah.
Christian woman. and we wanted to practice passing.
Sure. Yeah.
So we talked her into going to I-75, and then we had to do.
That is
speed limit
awesome.
was only 55 at the time, so we were doing like 70 to be able to
Sure.
try and pass people. It was fun.
Right. Oh man.
That is awesome.
I used to think that I had a friend of mine I coached with actually who was on the off season he would do driver's ed stuff, and I was like, that's probably a good gig, and now it's expensive to take the
geez,
class.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I thought that'd be a good little business to be a part of. And then my daughter began to drive, and I was like, absolutely not doing that.
Yeah,
To your own child who you can parent the way you feel you need to parent is one thing, but I couldn't imagine a kid who was bad at driving, and my kid is not, but that you are then having to kind of like soft foot around them when they're driving poorly. Like,
Right, yeah.
I would lose
So
that job.
you know
so
our
fast.
business administrator, Steve.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he used to do that.
Yeah.
Steve is the perfect person.
yeah, he's really calm
do
and
that. Yeah, not me.
when I was driving my mom to school, and no, you don't have to press the flutes. We're good.
Okay.
All right.
I was getting ready.
All right. So I was driving my mom to school, and I pull out way too slow, and my mom just screams, "Commit, commit!" Well, she's had to say that to Hunter, and she's had to say that to Tanner. So now
Yeah.
I realize that my mom is probably not the best.
She's not. She doesn't have
Because
the patience.
even in my
Yeah.
front seat now, I have been pulled over one time.
Yeah.
And I told you guys that story. Never been pulled over since then. Never been in a wreck. Never anything like that.
Right.
And she'll be in the front. And she's just like,
Yeah.
I'm like, Mom.
You should mount
That's
some extra
the-
panic bars.
Yeah,
and
right.
She's like, there's no O handle on yours. I'm like,
one of
just grab the
roller
top.
coaster things
Mom.
that come down over the top.
There's
You
your
must be this
idea.
tall to be able to ride in the front.
Yeah, that's right. That would be good.
My wife does that. There's a car
Learning to
like
drive.
6 ball fields in front of me.
You see that car?
And she's like, "Oh my
You see
gosh,
that
you're
car
like way
braking?
too close. You're way too close." And I'm like,
Mind you,
Yeah.
somebody else in my family that drives has a following distance of a 1/2 squirrel, and it drives
yeah.
me nuts.
That'd
Like
be
the
kinda
whole
nervous,
time,
yeah.
I'm like nauseated. Just like, please, why do you have to follow them so close?
Well-
And then they'll slam on the brakes, and then we almost die. And then I'm like, oh, I wonder if we had 4-car following distance, if that would be better.
"Yeah, of course, always."
But
Yeah.
here, if you leave too much space in the summertime, somebody's going to cut in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
I on my way in today, Eli had tutoring and I was late, and I'm like, this is literally just because of the traffic.
Yeah.
And it is, man. It is a trying time.
Yeah.
I get the like Holy Spirit conversations in the car of like,
All the
why
time.
am I so angry right now?
Because it is every man for themselves out there, man. Nobody cares. It's crazy.
So when you
Last
just-
year, I saw literally a car. It was a kid. It was a young driver. Had a bike underneath the bumper at Bayview. And the person was like there with their hands out and stuff. It was like this 17-year-old girl, and you're like, your day is way better than it could have been.
Yeah.
Like that person
Yeah.
could have died.
You could have been on
And
that bike.
it's just like a gazillion people, bicycles, cars everywhere. It's just a lot.
And they own the road.
Yeah.
The bike riders own the road.
Yeah,
Speaking of-
Bayview is tough. Like that is so
Yeah.
hard. Like
Speaking of which, let me give a cool God testimony real quick.
Here we go.
So
Oh,
my
the-
college town,
Okay.
college town was always, I mean, we would go, so the permanent residents, same thing here. When the college students would come back, the town would grow by 70,000. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was bad.
Right.
But I was driving through the gym parking lot, and this girl comes flying around a blind corner, slams into the side of my car, flies over my car.
Oh my gosh.
And I get out, and she's like, "I'm fine. I have to go." And just my car's just got this huge dent in the side of it.
she's in a
And
car.
she left. No,
she's on a bike.
I was in the
see.
car. She
I
was in the
see.
bike.
Okay.
And so I just started praying. I was like, God, I need you to fix this. Like, I don't know how. Like, I'm
Yeah.
a poor college student. Like, I've got money, but I don't have like a ton of money. And 2 weeks later, my boss was getting his car detailed, and the guy was like, "Hey, you got a dent in the side of your car." And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Can I fix that for you?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Sure.
You put a plunger on it.
Yeah, so he
pull it
just
right out.
literally popped it right out, and then he just like wiped this stuff on the scratches, and it was like brand new again.
That's the way to do
God's
it. Yeah.
good,
awesome.
man.
Yeah, that's good.
That's awesome.
Bikes.
Okay. Well, do you ever wonder why you take the time each week to listen to
I don't
more
know why you guys
podcasts?
listen.
But I'll tell you why. What it more stands for. It stands for maximizing opportunities for right now and eternity. And just stop asking why you listen. Just never forget to listen. And I had somebody come in my office yesterday and tell me that they just love this podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, well, thank you very much. He goes, yeah, I've been listening to him, and he goes, I've been one of the original listeners, and I just love it. You guys are getting better every day, and I just thought, well, thank you. I'll tell the team that.
Cool.
I'll tell the team. Well, this podcast is sponsored by Electric Water Gun 9000 because nothing says maturity like ambushing your neighbor with a 35-foot blast of justice from a battery-powered squirt cannon. With 500, what is that, milliliters?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tank. And rapid-fire action, this thing turns your backyard barbecue into a full-blown water warfare arena. Perfect for kids, adults, and the uncle who takes summer fun way too seriously. So ditch the boring garden hose and grab the blaster that screams, I may be grown, but I still bring the splash. Electric Water 9000.
So is
Stay
that what you
hydrated.
have?
That's
Yeah,
what I have,
this
yeah.
is-
$22.99.
So now we have like
Actual
a
proof.
real, we have
Yeah.
a real customer here.
We do. Well, I'm the customer.
Right, that's what
Yeah.
I mean.
It is a pretty satisfying squirt gun to shoot.
It did look
Yeah.
like it was pretty, and then you turn the light on the end, it looks like fire coming
You know what's
out.
funny
Yeah,
is I
it's
posted that just showing people how what a geek I am on, and it's got like 400 views.
Oh, really?
People are like, "Oh,
Well,
I want to get
think
one."
I think because there's a gazillion people who've seen that ad.
Right.
And then I think that's the genius of social media marketing is now this guy actually bought the thing that's the ad that everybody sees and they're going, I want to see if that thing actually works.
So how long did they run the little plastic pistol squirt gun? How long did they run that before they came out with the Super Soaker?
Right.
It was
So
so
like
I was going to
decades.
say, yeah,
They never
Yeah.
made any improvement to the
Right.
squirt gun.
Right.
that was your era of youth ministry, right?
Yeah, Super Soakers, yeah.
I remember being a kid when the Super Soaker. I remember the first one that came out had the pump and the
Yeah.
big
Yeah, pump
green
action,
thing on
yeah.
the top.
Yep.
Like that was the coolest thing
Yeah.
ever.
Right.
And now, and I remember thinking it was pretty sweet. Now they have ones they like actually hurt.
Yeah.
Like it's like a full on blast of water, and it's like
Yeah.
leaving
Oh,
a
yeah.
mark.
So Ted, you may not know this about me, but when I was a youth pastor, we made these videos in the summer, and we took a Super Soaker and put lighter fluid in it, and then we taped a Bic lighter to the end that was lit, and you could flame throw
Oh my God.
probably
Yeah.
about 15 feet.
Really?
Yeah, it was super
Yeah.
great.
It's a plastic gun. It didn't
It would melt
the
down
gun.
after a while. I mean, as long as you kept the fire out the end a little ways,
There was
you were
no
good.
concern that was coming back in the chamber. And
No,
then
not at all.
blowing
It's
up.
just
And
it's just lighter fluid. It's not super explosive.
You don't
Okay,
ever
yeah.
think about those things when you're doing that kind
Right.
of stuff.
do
Yeah.
you remember this?
Oh, I've been around. I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot over the years. with
That
Pastor
goes in
Gary.
the files
Yeah.
of things that you would get fired for today. Now,
Yeah. Now you can't do it anymore.
I
Yeah.
sent
Elder board, listen. This flamethrower Super Soaker was a part of an object lesson
Yeah,
of the
right.
fires of hell.
That's right.
We were getting there. You just had to see it
We
all.
got 5 more kids in youth group
That's
next
right.
week. 'cause of that.
Exactly.
That was the thing. Yeah.
I sent Alex a video of people when they lit still wool on fire,
Yeah.
and they were swinging it around, and it was just like sparks flying in every direction. I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to do that. It's
Yeah.
like fun.
Okay,
It is
so
fun.
then after the Super Soaker, then the next thing, which I just looked it up here, it's the Stream Machine. It was that big thing you would like
Oh yeah.
suck up the lake water, and then you'd
Those
shoot
were
and a
fun.
big bucket of water would
Yeah,
hit
yeah,
you.
those
Those
were
were great.
Yep, those
I
were
remember the first time I got hit with one of those is on Crooked River. You're riding in your boat and you're waving at the
Yeah.
people in the crowd and stuff, and they just like unload a gallon
Yeah,
of
yeah.
water on you. It was-
Right.
You're like fully
So
submerged in water.
the
yeah.
next time you go down the river, you have yours, and then it's like a battle
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
people on shore.
Yeah.
Oh, I
That
love
is-
when they
those
do
are
that
fun.
at water parks, where when you're going by on the water ride, the people watching the ride
Oh,
have
have
the
the little-
squirt guns,
yeah.
and they're just like, "Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta." You're like trying not to get wet, and you're soaked.
You always have that person in the boat, like, if you spray me, I'm going to come after you.
And then this
Yeah.
one guy, he was like losing his mind in my boat. I'm like, buddy, you're on a water.
So
Yeah, you're on a
this
wolf.
morning
Yeah,
I
right.
went for a
You're gonna
ride on
get
the
wet.
electric bike, and the bike had been left out during the rain, so the cup holder was full of water, and I'm riding along, and it's like I'm just getting totally wet, and I'm like, what is going on here? And I realized water was just splashing out of the cup holder onto me. It was
Okay,
really fun.
so I have this new challenge that I picked up on internet. It's playing air guitar with a bug zapper paddle. Have you seen that?
And
Yeah.
You gotta like.
Yeah,
fight
you
through
have
the
to try to
thing or
fight through it to play this whatever song you're playing. Air guitar with a bug zapper. That's the next level. I sent that to Pastor Matt. I'm like, should we do this for this group? And he's like, no, I'd probably have parents call me about that one. But
Yeah, my youth ministry story of water balloons, water fights were. So I was at a Young Life camp, and there's this squirrely kid in youth group who's just always looking to push it to the next level. Shout out Logan Eckhart. Logan, you
yeah,
guy.
Logan.
So-
Good job, yeah.
So it's the water balloon launchers, you know, the big like
Oh,
slingshot
yeah,
things.
yeah.
And it was like, you know, put your leader as far away as you can and hit him, right, with the water balloon. Well, I'm like 10 feet away from him, just giving instructions, and he's like, and I kind of like, I was like, dude, this is gonna hurt somebody, and so I stuck my hand out to stop it,
Right.
Because this thing's like a heater. Like,
Right.
how fast are those things coming off that thing? And it just destroyed my hand. Like, it hit so hard, and I turned around and walked away. Like, I was so mad, and he ran. He's like, "Let me see your hand. It's okay. It's okay." And I'm like, "Logan, you need to get away."
I'm
from
about
me
ready to
right
lose
now."
my holiness right now. Yeah, that's it.
It was the most. I'm in serious pain. I
Yep.
told you not to do this. Get away from me.
Yeah, the
right
suppressed
now.
anger
Yes.
sound. Yes.
About ready
I
to lose
love
it.
you, but
I'm going to say
physical
some
harm
things.
is on the table right now.
I'm
You
saying
don't
things in
get
my
away
head
from
right now that I should not be saying. Yes, I got it. I got it.
All right, here's the last one, and then I'll let you go.
Okay.
Another church camp prank that you never do. So we took a trash can, filled it up with water, and you lean it against the door, and then you knock on the door, and the people open the door, and the whole trash can comes in the room.
Yeah.
You did that.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Which ended up in a fist fight between the people in the cabin. For real, there was punches being.
As one would expect, right?
Yeah,
That is awesome.
I got my jam box on the
Right,
floor, and I
yeah.
just got hit with 40 gallons of water.
We used to do when we took kids to camp. We used to do the Axe body spray bombs.
Yeah, those are the
One of the
worst.
kids figured out
The
how to make it
worst.
so it'd spray constantly until it'd empty the can, and so we'd go by the girls' dorms and we would set those up and then whip them in there and run. Oh my gosh!
Everybody
Hear
gets
about
a
that.
headache after that, though.
Yeah,
That's the
Such
fun
a
part.
bummer.
That
So
is
then
the
you
fun
take
part.
the
Yeah.
you take the old deodorant spray nozzle and put it on your shaving cream, and then you could spray shaving cream everywhere.
Oh yeah.
That was good too.
Y'all are why I don't want sons anymore.
Yeah,
FYI.
it
Oh,
is
it's
a
so
thing.
much fun.
Well, and then you put them together with like 25 other like adolescent boys. and,
Yeah.
like, look out.
It's so much fun.
Youth ministry is a weird thing. It's a
God.
It's
weird
the best ever.
It is.
All right, well, we're going to take a night break. We're going to come back with some helpful projects and ideas that you can use for the summer that you can get your family around and have a good time with.
Oh, good.
So we'll get back to that list here right after the ID break.
Oh, don't go nowhere. More podcasts, there's more to say. Get your feet moving. Get up from your office desk and start jiggling it. Yes, let's do this. You're on the More Podcast. We'll be right back.
So a mom on the internet said, you know, we need to come up with some new games to get the family together during the summer season, have some fun. And so she came up with a list of 10 ideas that I thought were kind of interesting. I've never heard of these before.
Okay.
Or actually, I got 5 on here for us. Some of the things that she come up with. This is a pretty funny one. S'mores roulette. You guys ever heard of that one?
Nope.
Basically, you take one marshmallow, you fill it with hot sauce or super hot sauce. Put it on a stick, like you're gonna put it over the fire. You're gonna heat it up, put it on a s'more setup, and then try to see how long people can last by eating the hot sauce.
So
s'mores.
somebody might get a spicy some more.
Yeah.
I feel like that might be good. Isn't like sweet and hot a thing now?
Yeah, and have you seen the people that they'll do that, but it's like roulette, where it's like there's 5 of something and there's 5 people, and you walk up and you eat or drink the thing, and you have to pretend like it's not you.
Yeah.
So like it's not you that got the spicy one. And
Oh,
you have to
yeah,
vote.
yeah, I see
You
what
have to
you're
vote
saying. Yeah,
who you think actually got the
That's
spicy
even
one.
better.
be
To
fun.
add
And
that
it's
to
always
that.
funny when somebody's eyes start watering and they're like,
Yeah.
yummy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Fill it up with like ghost pepper juice or
No,
something.
don't do an injury.
You can buy those. Ghost
Really?
peppers are at D&W. Yeah.
What if
Yeah.
you just stuffed it with
Just get the
mayonnaise
juice
or
and
something?
put the juice in there.
Right.
Mayonnaise.
No, the whole point is that they're like you just
We
said,
do
they're
that at
crying
family
and
camps
sweating.
coming up.
That's what I'm saying. These could all be things that happen at family guys. I should give this list to Chelsea.
You should.
The other one is glow in the dark toilet paper. We talked about this last week that there apparently is glow in the dark toilet paper. You can use this to play hide and seek with it. Put it out there, and the winner has to go find it. And when they find it, they get TP'd with it. And yeah, it's an activity. I think.
That would be a new way to teepee. That was a youth group thing we did. We
Yeah.
teepeed my youth pastor's house all the time. Glow in the dark toilet paper
That'd be
teepee?
like a game changer, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So you got to put it out there. They have to find it somewhere,
Uh-huh.
and then